When evening's purple shadows turn to gloom and darkness, dread, superstition, and fear of the unknown linger. Underneath the shadows of a conscious world, in the deserted corner of your mind, sits an abandoned theater with only one seat. Please, come in. We've been expecting you. The show's about to begin. Open the eyes of your imagination and focus on the flickering screen of your own reality. There. See it? It's our latest episode of the Sioux Empire Community Theater Night Shift. It's 2 a.m. 4 people are gathered in the isolation ward just off the ICU of Johns Hopkins Hospital. All is quiet except for the rhythmic mechanical sounds that come from the various monitors hooked up to the patient. The only light is the bluish glow that comes from these same monitors. One of the men, Dr. Graham Phillips, is still dressed in scrubs and still weary after 12 hours of surgery.
He lost a lot of blood and is still in critical condition. It's remarkable he's still alive, really. He must have a tremendous will to live.
He saved my life. If he hadn't jumped in front of me at the last second...
Yes. The man who took a shot at you wasn't fooling around. The bullets were hollow points. Either of them would kill a man if they hit them in the abdomen. Fortunately, one of them hit Mr. Clayton in his bulletproof vest. The other one in his elbow.
Dr. Phillips, my name is Craig Anderson. Now, John Clayton is more than one of my men. He's my friend as well. What's his prognosis?
Well, I expect he'll live, but his right hand below the elbow will have to be amputated. Look, I'm sorry, but there is simply too much damage.
What?
Excuse me?
Well, then fix him. You heard me, fix him. That man lying there threw himself in front of those bullets for me. I don't care what it takes, or what kind of specialist you have to call in, or how much money it takes. I don't want this man just alive. I want him back good as new. Do you understand me?
Yes, Mr. President.
No greater love hath one man than to lay down his life for another. Very true. And in the case of Secret Service Agent John Clayton, protecting the President of the United States almost meant death from an assassin's bullet. A grateful president now means to return the favor as best he can, which leads all the characters in our little drama to the very edge of medical science fiction. Stay tuned for Act 1 of The Hand. The story seems simple. John Clayton, Secret Service agent, has the misfortune of being in the wrong place at the right time. His quick action took bullets for what were intended for the President of the United States. But he also has the fortune to have the might, money, and influence of a grateful president to make sure he gets the best possible care.
This better be worth it, Craig. I'm supposed to drag this stump over to rehab to get it fitted with some kind of claw?
Come on, the president pulled a lot of strings to get you to see this guy. The best in the world, I guess. Some sort of medical genius. His name is William Schuler. You ever heard of him?
Yeah. I've seen him interviewed on TV. He's that surgeon that operates from a wheelchair, right?
Paralyzed from the shoulders down from childhood. That's why we came here instead of the hospital. He's got enough funding and influence to have his clinic set up on the main floor of his estate.
Wow. Quite the spread. This place is big enough for its own zip code. We just walk in?
Looks like. Seems like the good doctor isn't alone.
Bravo! Bravo, Meichu! Excellent!
Hello?
Oh, come in, come in! Doors open, gentlemen. Come on in and join us at the table. Pardon this electronic contraption. I'd shake your hand, but as you can see, I have some limitations. You're just in time to catch the encore of Meichu's recital. You must be Mr. Clayton. It's an honor to meet you finally. Pardon me if I don't stand.
Oh, no. Please, it's quite all right. Say, you're quite a pianist, Miss...
Gentlemen, let me introduce you to my assistant, Mei Chu Ling.
Hello.
Mei Chu, this is John Clayton, and this is...
Special Agent Craig Anderson. You were magnificent, Miss Ling.
Yes, indeed. All right. Now, with the formalities over, perhaps you could get these men some refreshments, Mei Chu? We'll be in the study. Follow me, men. I'd like to discuss the prognosis of Mr. Clayton's recovery.
Yes, Doctor.
I must say, Doctor, if half of what I've heard about you is true, you're like a cross between an Einstein and a Mother Teresa.
No. You know how the press can be, Mr. Anderson. One day you're a hero who can do no wrong. The next day you're a goat and fodder for all kinds of slander. Truth is, I'm just a poor kid from Nebraska who was just too stubborn to quit.
But the fact that you're a renowned neurosurgeon, how can you...
How can I operate with almost no use of my arms? Well, I don't really. I just figured out a way to combine microsurgery with robotics and some computerized videography, kind of like using a joystick in a video game.
All I know is you have the patent on about 50 different medical devices and pour every cent back into more research.
And all I know is I get very bored talking about myself. I've been blessed with two gifts, gentlemen, computers and medicine. And together they drive my passion, prosthetic medicine.
Prosthetics?
It's the drive to replace limbs with artificial prosthetics so realistic they can bring complete natural mobility. In fact, who knows, gentlemen? One day, I may walk across the room and shake your hand, Mr. Clayton.
Where's your research now, Doctor?
Well, Phase 1 is looking very, very promising.
What's Phase 1?
The hand. Everything starts with the hand. It's what separates us from other animals. A fully functioning hand would be a godsend to millions of people, including you, Mr. Clayton.
You know about John?
Goodness, everybody knows about Agent Clayton. He's a hero. He's why I accepted this case. Now, if I understand his medical history correctly, he would be a perfect candidate for continued research on Phase 1.
Now, wait a minute. Research?
Listen, the trouble with artificial limbs has been linking the body's nervous system and creating a pathway to and from the brain. In my Phase 1 research, I've embedded a microchip into the artificial hand. It processes data almost as fast as the brain itself and then relays the information back and forth through the microscopic implants into the brain itself.
Sounds like science fiction.
No, it's science fact. To date, I have 47 Phase 1 implants that I've been running tests on, and each one gets a little better. And Agent Clayton, yours may be the best yet.
You mean he may be able to use his firearm again?
Look, do you notice anything about Mei Chu that strikes you as unusual?
Well, she's quite a musician.
She looks like she's ready to perform at Carnegie Hall.
Well, Mei Chu is dressed in an evening gown and formal gloves for a reason. To hide her hands.
What the?
Are you telling us that her hands are...
Gentlemen, you shook Mei Chu's hands when you came in. You heard her play the piano. You saw how gracefully she served the wine. All proof positive of the success of what I call Phase 1.
Incredible.
Mei Chu, is it true?
Yes. Both my hands were badly burned. My dreams of the piano gone forever. Until Dr. Schuler saved me.
Now. Truth is, Mei Chu actually saved me. I'm a lousy cook, and Mei Chu has agreed to be my right hand. No pun intended.
It's incredible. Your Phase 1 hand is every bit as good as any natural human hand.
Well, that's where you're wrong, Mr. Anderson. Mei Chu, could you pick up that wine bottle for me?
Yes, Doctor.
Now, gently squeeze it.
Mm-hmm.
Harder.
Mm-hmm.
Harder.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, whoa!
The truth is, gentlemen, her hands are better than human hands.
Better than human hands? That's quite a boast. It has been said that the crowning achievement of God's creation has been the pairing of the human mind with the human hand. Yet, now it seems that Dr. Schuler has improved on the original model. But every good story has its twist, and our good Dr. Schuler will get his twist in our next act of the Night Shift Theater. Welcome to Act 2 of our Sioux Empire Theater night shift drama, The Hand. It has been a short 3 weeks after John Clayton's miraculous surgery, and the results have been extraordinary. An exultant Agent Clayton sits in a gymnasium after his daily therapy session.
How about that? 98 out of 100 targets at 50 yards with a handgun. You know, that'd be a record back at the academy.
Calm down, John. Your implant took quite a beating from the recoil. How's it feel?
It tingles a little bit along the forearm where the grafts are, but other than that, it's great.
And your manual dexterity tests?
I type in 80 words a minute. Hey, and my wife says she can actually read my writing now.
Well, that's the benefit of this prosthesis, John. The chip embedded in your hand communicates directly with the part of the brain that controls muscle function. It actually accelerates learning function by a factor of 4. It's like having 2 brains working together.
I'll tell you what it's like. A miracle. I swear I can almost feel things with it.
You can, John, and you will. Pressure points in your palm and fingertips relay information to your brain simulating touch. It's kind of crude right now, but the way your body is assimilating the hand into cortex function...
Doc, I can't tell you what this means to me. I got a call yesterday from the White House. I guess they're ready to put me back on assignment. That is, as soon as I'm ready.
Careful, John. Don't rush into this. This is still experimental stuff. The brain is a very fragile organ.
What do you mean?
I mean your body has suffered trauma and your brain as well. Although tests are very encouraging right now, there's a risk of side effects.
Side effects?
Yes, side effects. The surgery relies on your body's willingness to cooperate with its new artificial self. I want you to carefully monitor every twitch and reflex and sensation. If anything, I mean anything unusual happens, I want you to call me immediately.
Lay off, Doc. Everything is great. Do you know what they're calling me at the West Wing? The Miracle Man with the Miracle Hand. Hi, honey, I'm home.
John, you look bushed. Are you all right?
It's been a long day. I'm going to hit the sack right away.
I can get you something from the fridge.
Thanks, but I'll be asleep in 5 minutes anyway.
I thought Dr. Schuler told you to take it easy the first few months.
Yeah, he's kind of a worry ward. I will tell you, though, 14 hours covering a campaign trip and then a press conference. And the only part of me that isn't sore is my hand.
Well, at least let me check the dressing like Dr. Schuler said.
Don't worry about it.
Just let me see.
No, I said no.
Just let me check.
I said no.
John, let go of my arm. You're hurting me.
Alice, are you all right?
My arm, it's bruised. Why didn't you let go?
I tried. I just couldn't. What? Who's there?
John, what's wrong?
Laugh. A sinister laugh. Did you hear it?
Hear what? John, something's wrong.
No, it's just what I heard. No, nothing. Never mind.
Should I call Dr. Schuler?
And tell him what? No, forget it. I'm sorry, Alice. I'm going to bed.
John, look.
What?
Your right hand. It's twitching.
Affirmative, dispatch. Air Force One is swept and ready for boarding. We are en route to the White House. Estimated time, about 20 minutes. We should swing by a coffee shop on the way back. You look like hell, John.
I'm sorry. What?
I said it looks like you've been drugged through a knothole sideways. Everything okay?
Yeah, just a little wiped out from yesterday, that's all.
You sure?
Yeah. Maybe a touch of the flu or something. Maybe a donut will settle my stomach.
Yeah, well, there's a donut place about 5 blocks from here. You know where it is?
Yes.
What?
I said you know where it is? Hey,
Oh!
Hey, what the? Slow down, John! Oh my God!
Whoa!
John!
Look out!
John, stop it! John,
Get
you're
out of
going
the way!
the wrong way! Just, look out, John!
Trying,
Stop
but
it, John! What
Whoa!
the hell, John?
Whoa! I'm sorry!
What in the hell kind of a stunt was that, mister? If you weren't my friend, a veteran of the force, and a national hero right now, I'd have you busted down so fast your head would spin.
Listen, I didn't mean to.
Didn't mean to. You had the steering wheel in some kind of death grip with that super hand of yours. It's a miracle we weren't killed.
No, it's not, John.
What?
I said it's a miracle we weren't killed.
I'm sorry, Craig. It won't happen again. It was a cramp, a muscle spasm.
You know what it was, John. It was a test.
What can I get you, buddy?
My phone's dead. I need to make a call. You got a phone?
Yeah, sure. There's an old booth in the back. You need a quarter, though.
Come on. Dr. Schuler. Dr. Schuler, please. Yes, I know. I know what time it is. I need to speak with him now. It's an emergency. Come on, Doc.
Yes?
Doc, it's me.
John? John, is everything all right?
No, it's not all right. It's the hand.
What about the hand? Is it malfunctioning? Or...
No, it's...
It's what?
It's talking to me.
It's what?
I know it's crazy, or I'm crazy, but it's talking to me. Inside my head, it's making me do things.
What kind of things?
Well, this morning, it drove the car where I didn't want it to go, and then it moves things like it's daring me to try to stop it. And now, Doc, it's even controlling other parts of my body.
How long has this been happening?
I don't know. It started happening a couple days ago.
A couple of days? Now I told you to monitor everything about the hand and let me know immediately.
Doc, what's happening?
I can't tell you without a full evaluation. Now, you haven't been overdoing anything, have you?
Well, I've been...
I told you the science of synthetic bioengineering is new and full of risks. Get down to the lab as soon as you can. I can be there in 20 minutes. And John, don't try driving. Take a cab.
A new miracle hand grafted to John Clayton's right forearm by world-renowned physician Dr. Wendell Schuler seemed like a dream come true. Now, that dream has turned into a terrible nightmare. We'll be back with the blood-chilling conclusion of The Hand after this. Good evening. You're listening to the Sioux Empire Community Theater radio drama, The Night Shift. Secret Service agent John Clayton, who has seen his hopes and ambitions dashed and his wildest dreams come true, now faces the most terrifying night of his life in this final act of The Hand.
Come in, John. You look terrible.
Doc, I'm scared. What's going on?
Get Mr. Clayton something to calm him down. Sit down, John. Try and relax. Hook these sensors into the base of your hand.
All right, I've got it.
Okay, good. Now, these sensors are connected to the software that I use to process the data transfer within the hand.
Thanks, Michu.
Lay still, John. Lay still. Lay still. Lay still. Try to relax. Okay. Now, with any luck, I'll be able to use this voice relay to override the chip and control it with voice command. Here we go. Hand, open and close slowly.
Okay, it's working. It's working.
All right, now you're telling me that the hand has been able to control other parts of your body. Is that true?
Yes.
Hand, move John Clayton's right foot.
Oh, no. It's moving my foot.
Yes, Doctor.
I can hear it. Did you hear that?
Yes. It's communicating through the same voice relay. Perfect. We're at least 2 weeks ahead of schedule.
What?
Stay calm, John. The sedative that Mei Chu put in your drink is a very powerful one.
Oh.
Mei Chu, you may have to hold him down for a little bit.
Yes, Doctor.
Let me go.
She's pretty strong for her size, isn't she? I'm glad I beefed up the grip strength in her hands. It comes in mighty handy. Okay, you can let go now, Meichu. The drug should be at full strength by now. Sorry, John. I'm afraid you won't be leaving here for at least 3 days.
I don't understand.
Think about it, John. The cost of this sort of research is very, very expensive, and I have to be picky about who I can help. To date, I've been able to help 47 wealthy and highly placed people. People with power, people with influence. Now they help me any way they can. You know, ever since I was a kid in an electric wheelchair, I dreamed of having hands and feet to do whatever I wanted. Now I have 47 pairs, and you will be the 48th.
But why me?
Oh, come on, John. Don't underestimate yourself. By this time Thursday, you'll be pretty much under my control. A national hero, a loyal protector with the highest security clearance, a person who has complete access to the most powerful person in the world, the President of the United States.
No. You want me to assassinate the President of the United States?
No, I don't want you to kill him. I just want you to shoot him. Let's say, in the right hand.
It is said that the limits of a man's ambition are limited only by his imagination and his determination. Consider a Nebraska farm boy, confined to a wheelchair, who dreamed of being president, or maybe even king of the world.
Dr. Phillips was played by Jesse Jensen. The president, played by Rick Weiland. The announcer, Jeff Gould. Craig Anderson, played by Noah Kutter. John Clayton was played by Chris Andrews. Dr. Schuler, Mark Nelson, Mei Chu, Lisa Kutter. Alice Clayton was played by Chelsea Kappenman. The voices were played by Jordan Deffenbaugh. And the bartender by Bobby Owens. This Sioux Empire Community Theater production of The Hand was written and directed by Jeff Gould.
Hey everybody, Jordan Deffenbaugh here with the Sioux Empire Community Theater. Thank you for listening in to The Hand by Jeff Gould. And I have to say something. We have been doing this for 8 weeks. We've done 8 of these plays in 8 weeks. That's crazy. I know it's been a lot of work. Let's just say that. So with that, I would be greatly appreciative if you were to take the time to go to SiouxFallsTheater.com, and there's a little option up top. There's a little menu option, and click the donate function. Click that. And there's all sorts of ways that you can help us out. You can donate, just say a one-time sort of thing, give $5, $10, or you could join our 120 Club, which is about $120 for the entire year, and that helps us with our general operation costs. And especially during these times where we can't really do theater and we're doing these radio plays, that really helps us out. So if you go to SiouxFallsTheater.com, that'd be super awesome. Another way to help us out is if you go to OurMayberry.com. This is a brand new app that we're helping launch that will help both local businesses as well as nonprofits like the Sioux Empire Community Theater. So what you got to do is just go to OurMayberry.com. You can search for our campaign, and once you find it, go ahead and follow it. And you may have to sign up and whatnot and go through all that business. But yeah, if you do that, that's going to really help us out in the future, because we're going to start rolling out that app and showcasing how people can engage with it to help their communities. So with that, thank you.